Good morning, grade 7 learners and teachers. Welcome to today's session, today's English session, whereby we will be discussing proverbs and idioms. My name is Ms. Nomvula Salman, the subject advisor for English in FS-IBP Education District from the Free State Province. I'm looking forward to engaging with you in today's session. Thank you. Proverbs and Idioms by Nomvula Salman. Today's date is the 16th of April 2021. We are going to first start with the definitions. A proverb is a simple, concrete, traditional saying that expresses a perceived truth based on common sense or experience. Proverbs are often metaphorical and use formulaic language. In short, they are wise sayings. An idiom, also called idiomatic expression, is an expression, word, or phrase that has a figurative meaning. This meaning is different from the literal meaning of the idiom's individual elements. In other words, idioms don't mean exactly what the words say. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. This is a proverb. Proverbs are old but familiar sayings that usually give advice. Hang in there is an idiom. The meaning of an idiom is different from the actual meaning of the words used. However, you need to take note that both idioms and proverbs are part of our daily speech. I have a few English proverbs. Proverbs are short and to the point, just like I have indicated. Here are some English proverbs to learn or revise. Do you know any of them? Can you guess them? Now we are going to go through a few, and I know that most of you are quite familiar with these phrases and then often ask themselves what they mean. When one says, I had to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea, they actually mean they had to choose between two equally bad alternatives in a serious dilemma. A friend in need is a friend indeed. As you can see here, our friend is saying, you are my best friend. This phrase is often used to clarify that a friend who helps when one is in trouble is actually a real friend. A hungry man is an angry man. A person who does not get what he wants or needs is a frustrated person and will be easily provoked to rage. Empty vessels make the most noise. Those people who have little knowledge usually talk the most and make the greatest fuss. A man is as old as he feels. A person's age is immaterial. It is only when he thinks and feels that he's aging that he actually becomes old. To succeed in life, one must have the courage to pursue what one wants. This is actually the definition for this saying. Faint heart never won fairy tale. As you can see in the picture, the lady there is trying to show so much confidence to say, in order to succeed in life, one must have courage to pursue what one wants. A penny saved is a penny gained. By being thrifty, one will be able to save up. Barking dogs seldom bite. Those who make loud threats seldom carry them out. Now, let's look at English idioms. Why do we have them? No one really knows why they exist or where they all began, but every culture seemed to have their own idioms or expressions. The English language has so many of them. It's raining cats and dogs is an example of an idiom. Do you believe that? Do you believe that it can rain cats and dogs? People say it. It has been written in books. Are they lying? Do they mean it literally? No, they are actually making a point, exaggerating the point by use of idioms. When it's raining heavily, one would just exaggerate and use an idiom to say, it's raining so heavy, it's like it's raining cats and dogs. When one say, jump at your own shadow, they actually mean to be overly frightened. Or someone can say, jump off the page, something that stands out. One other example can be, Tammy's mom has a bun in the oven. A bun in the oven simply means that Tammy's mom is pregnant with a child. Mrs. Merendino is absent today because she is under the weather. When we say someone is under the weather, we actually mean the person is feeling sick. So can you believe everything you read or hear? Idiom examples includes but are not limited to the following. Idioms with time. I will be going through the expressions and a few examples of those expressions. The first one is from time to time. I read the newspaper. The example is, I read the newspaper from time to time. When one says an expression, kill time, the example is, I'm just killing the time until my mom arrives. Time out. I feel like ice cream. Can we take some time out? Only a matter of time. We are going to have an examination. It's only a matter of time. We also have animal idioms. I will be going through the idiom and the meaning. Because we will be focusing on animal idioms on this slides. The first one is, when one has ants in one's pants. The meaning is one is unable to sit or remain calm out of nervousness or excitement. When we are referring to the birds and the bees, we are actually referring to sex education. Most of the adults will just try to use an idiom to refer to sex education by saying birds and the bees. When one is saying, I want to have a cat nap, they are actually referring to having a very short sleep. Checking out is to decide not to do something out of fear, usually just before that thing needs to be done. When one is called a copycat, we are saying that a person who does the same thing as someone else. So that person will be referred to as a copycat because they are doing the same thing as someone else. Butterflies. The idiom says, I always get butterflies before an English exam. If you've got butterflies, or if you have butterflies in your stomach, you feel nervous just before you do something. Oh, no thanks, I'd rather not. He called me a chicken because I was afraid to climb the tree. When someone is referred to as chicken, he or she is afraid to do something. It has a very negative meaning. More, please. This idiom is about a lion. My brother helped me with my homework, but I did the lion's share of the work. The lion's share of something means the largest part of something. It's only midnight. This idiom is about an owl. My roommate likes to begin her homework at 11 p.m. She's a real night owl. You are a night owl if you like to stay up very late at night. This idiom is about a worm. My friends all call me a bookworm. A bookworm is someone who loves to read books. It can have either a negative or positive meaning. We also have idioms for colors. When we say something is in black and white, it is actually printed and clearly and easily understood. So the idiom will go like, I couldn't believe the good news until I saw it in the newspaper. I mean, in black and white. Another one is about the color black. I'm the only person in my family who smokes. That makes me the black sheep of my family. When someone is the black sheep of the family, he or she is different, usually in a negative way. So whenever something is said about someone being a black sheep, it is actually a negative idiom. The color blue has this idiom. The man in blue arrived and caught the bank robber. When someone says man in blue, he or she is actually referring to policeman. How do you like my new hairstyle? Oh, it looks wonderful. I told my friend a white lie. That's the idiom. When someone tells a white lie, he or she says something that is not true, but that does not hurt someone. That's why our friend here, even though they were aware that the hairstyle is not so good on the friend, they were like, it looks wonderful. So they are aware that they actually told a white lie. We also have food idioms. When one has made more powerful or stylish, we're saying you souped up. When we say something sells like hotcakes, we are actually saying that many were bought by many people. So when one says spill the beans, we actually say reveal the truth. When we say take something with a pinch or grain of salt, it actually means don't consider something 100% accurate. So you just take something with a pinch of salt. When your friend says, or your teacher says, use your noodle, we are actually trying to say, use your brain. We have body idioms also. When we say, my flesh and blood, we're actually referring to a relative. When we turn a blind eye, we ignore something that we know is wrong. To jump down someone's throat is to react angrily to something that someone says or does. A slip of a tongue is when you say something which you did not mean to say. Head over heels is when someone is deeply in love, because this phrase is often used when one has new love. When they have a new boyfriend or girlfriend, we say they're head over heels. So they are deeply in love. So this one is about the eyes. I'll keep an eye on this eye. The idiom is, could you please keep an eye on my back? I'll be back in a few minutes. When you keep an eye on something, you watch it carefully to make sure that it's safe. We often do that in our classrooms. And then this one is about ears. My teacher said that the test was cancelled. That was music to my ears. When someone hears good news, he or she can say, it's music to my ears. Here is another example of an idiom based on body parts. Do you like my backpack? It cost an arm and a leg. When we say something cost an arm and a leg, we actually saying that it cost a large amount of money. Washing dishes is a pain in the neck. When something or someone is a pain in the neck, he or she bothers you or annoys you. We often use this phrase. The correct one of using it is to say pain in the neck and not the way you put it, grade 7s. This is the correct one, pain in the neck. So you are actually saying that that person or that thing bothers you or annoys you. This one is about the nose. My friend has a nose for news. He should be a news reporter. When someone has a nose for something, he or she has the ability to sense or find something. And many others, like this one. In the picture, our friend is saying, there's a big test tomorrow. I need to hit the books. When we're saying someone needs to hit the books, we are actually saying that person needs to study hard. Let's look at this picture. We have two contrasting situations here. The first picture is about a relationship that is experiencing problems. We often say this relationship is on the rocks. So the phrase that is often used is just to say this relationship is on the rocks. The meaning is the relationship is experiencing problems. And then when we say this couple is lovey-dovey, we are saying we are making an excessive display of affection. They are actually happy and so in love with each other. I'm on cloud 9. Cloud 9 is actually not a place. That person is actually saying, I am extremely happy. To tie the knot, we're going to tie the knot on Saturday. When one says that, they're actually referring to getting married. Getting married is to tie the knot. The most important strategy here when coming to the teaching of idioms, we just have to ensure that we learn the background of idioms so that we can easily understand them. I quit my high-paying job for a lower-paying job. My friend said I was nuts. When someone says that you are nuts, he or she means that you are crazy. So you better stop saying that your friends are nuts, because now they know that when one says you are nuts, they are saying that you are crazy. Please, let's refrain from using nuts with people because it's actually in a negative way. Ouch! That really hurt. Try to be more careful next time. When someone gets hurt but not too seriously, or he or she might say, ouch. So when one says ouch, it just indicates to say that I am getting really hurt. My little brother is a couch potato. When someone is a couch potato, he or she sits on a couch or sofa and watches too much TV, which we need to refrain from. Grade 7s, we need to ensure that we live a healthy lifestyle and refrain from being couch potatoes, please. And then the last test we had was a piece of cake. When something is a piece of cake, we actually mean it is very easy. Idioms can also be quite fun and useful when writing. They are a good use of imagery when trying to describe attitudes, behavior, and when you are trying to draw your reader's attention to a point you feel is important to your work. For example, when using the idiom, he was beating a dead horse, you might be pointing out the uselessness of a politician's promises if the issue is no longer relevant. I have a few of funny English idioms. When one says, the lights are on, but nobody's home. This idiom is about a stupid person. To say, we do have a person, but then there's no one in there. We do have the lights on, but then there's nobody home. When pigs fly, this one is about something that will never ever happen. To have Van Gogh's ear for music is to be tone deaf. To pick out is to eat a lot and eat it quickly. To use your loaf, use your head and think smart. One other English idiom about weather that we have is when one says, I'm snowed under. It actually means they are having too much to do. Bye for now. This is an idiom too. Thank you so much. You have been wonderful. I'd like to thank you for today's session. This is the end. Thank you from me.